What's up, everyone? Welcome to this day in Philly sports history for July 22nd, 2025. I'm your host, Jim Montgomery. Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the podcast, recording from a new recording platform today. I have no idea if this is even going to get out, so hopefully you are seeing this, and if you're not, well, then I'm talking to nobody. But it is Tuesday, but before we get into Tuesday, just a reminder that Beach Caddy promo code will get you actually 15% off your move-in, move-out service as well as your beach cart rental for the rest of the summer. So use that promo code Jimbo to take 15% off. But it is Tuesday, so that means it's time for a little positivity / motivation. And as always, Tuesday Positivity Motivation is brought to you by the Clashing Conferences Sports Fan Network. We here at This Day in Philly Sports History, proud members of the Clashing Conferences Sports Fan Network. Go to clashingconferences.com to see what they have to offer and how you can join. All right, I saw this one, and Clint Hurdle, former Major League Baseball player, as well as manager for both the Rockies and the Pirates, posts a lot of motivational and just positive things on his Twitter. I recommend it. It's a good follow. But I saw this, and you'll see how it kind of weaves in with everything we're going to do today on the show. But he said, every morning I hit a reset button. Whatever happened yesterday, I really try not to carry into today. I just try making my own little masterpiece today. And I love this. Absolutely love this because, listen, there's going to be some shitty days out there. You're going to have a day where everything seems to go wrong. Nothing goes your way. Whatever the case may be, wake up the next day, start fresh, wipe the slate clean, or as Clint says, hit that reset button. And this really, if you stop and break it down and think about it, is saying that you're in control. You get a choice every morning, whether or not you're going to have a good day or a bad day. And some days it's tough. Listen, this morning I woke up at 4 a.m. Had a nice little fall feel to it outside. It was a great day to just lay back in bed for another hour or so. But no, I got up, went to the gym, made the decision that, you know what, I feel better when I go work out first thing. I'm going to do it. And you have that choice every morning, good or bad, to decide how your day is going to go. And even if you decide it's going to be a good day, doesn't mean it's going to be the best day ever. Bad things happen. Things come up. People are going to frustrate you. But it works the other way too. If you wake up and maybe you're like, I'm not going to hit the reset button. I'm still pissed off about something from yesterday. Be open-minded. Let those things that happen and occur during the day, let them influence and change your outlook on the day. Yesterday happened. We can't undo it, no matter good or bad. All we can do is learn from it and move on. And as Clint said, hit that reset button and start fresh. And truthfully, and I guess as I get older, I sort of appreciate this a little bit more. But you woke up. You're already off to a good start. The rest of it is up to you. I mean, listen, when I used to do Peloton rides, Alex used to always say, listen, you woke up. You're already winning at life today. So make that your mantra, your mindset as you go through your day. And truthfully, like I said, not every day is going to be the best day ever. But it's easy to let things snowball. And we talked about it back in 2023. If you were a longtime listener, we saw it with the Eagles. And things just snowballed out of control with that season. We saw it with the Phillies last year when everybody, especially in that Mets series, things just started to snowball. Why not let the positivity snowball? Start your day off right. Let the positivity flow. And like Clint Hurdle said, every morning I hit a reset button. Whatever happened yesterday, I really try not to carry in today. I just try making my own little masterpiece today. So as you go through your week, the rest of this week into next Tuesday, make every day your own masterpiece and choose to have a good day. And that is Tuesday's motivation / positivity brought to you by the Clashing Conferences Sports Fan Network. Go to clashingconferences.com to see how you can join and what they have to offer. Now, that's going to tie in very, very nicely with everything we got going on today. And the big story for me, the Eagles report to training camp today. This was always one of my benchmark days as a kid. And even as I got older and started working in education, it's sort of like, all right, we're past the halfway point of summer. The Eagles are in training camp. You get excited for that, but like school and fall and all that is around the corner. But take a minute, Philadelphia. Take a minute here because your Philadelphia Eagles are reporting to training camp today as the best team in the NFL. I don't think we could say that back in 2018 when they reported after winning Super Bowl 42. This team, despite the losses, despite the question marks that they have, all these teams have question marks. If you really look, they are still the team to beat in the NFC. And whether that leads to back-to-back Super Bowls or not, that still remains to be seen. There's a ton of questions that as training camp rolls on, we'll start getting into, giving my takes on things. But they're coming in with a legitimate shot to run it back. And again, I don't think we would have said that back in 2018 if we were being very honest with ourselves. They are the best team in the NFL. Sure, there are some question marks, but look at it. Top to bottom, they still have the most talented roster in the league. And if some of these other moves that they made this offseason, whether draft picks or free agency, work out, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Embrace it. This is that new Philly mentality that I talk about. And I never remember the Eagles, even back in the Buddy Ryan days, the Andy Reid days. There were always question marks. And a lot of times with the Andy Reid days, it was always trying to get over whatever disappointing loss ended the season the year before. Can they win the big game? This, that, and the other. This team won the big game. This team is coming in as the favorite to win that big game again. So embrace it. Enjoy it. We get to start fresh. It is a new season. Yes, it's not going to be the same as it was last year. However, each season brings its new opportunities and brings us new chances to see what these guys can do. This is one of my favorite days of the year. Training camp, they'll start practicing tomorrow. Let's go run it back. Come on. The other big story I did see, and I mentioned this a while back when he got fired from the Jets, but Joe Douglas has been working with the Eagles since then. Finally got an official title yesterday. He's the senior personnel director / advisor to the general manager. And I love this move. Joe was a big part of being Howie's right-hand man when he came back from the closet that Chip Kelly put him in. And what was huge in the scouting department when they made some of those draft picks that helped win the Super Bowl, as well as those free agent moves like LeGarrette Blount, going after Alshon, Torrey Smith. So Jake Long, or which Long brother? Is it Jake? Not Jake Long. Chris Long. So a lot of those pieces. So I like that Joe Douglas is back with the team right now. So again, things are looking up in Eagleville. New Philly mentality. Choose to make a masterpiece today. Training camp opens up today. The players report. I cannot wait. And then, of course, to make things even better, not that I'm a proponent of celebrating the misery of others, but the Dallas Cowboys did start training camp yesterday. Jerry Jones and new head coach Brian Schottenheimer spoke. And Jerry, as he always does, actually should have been feeling this way, but probably won't. Should have put his foot in his mouth. However, he was asked about Micah Parsons coming to camp, the possibility of him leaving, and he wants an extension. I guess he's on his last year of his deal. And Jerry basically said, well, even if we sign him, it's no guarantee that he's going to be here. I mean, he's missed 6 games last season. And then if that wasn't bad enough, throwing Micah under the bus for being injured, he threw Dak Prescott under the bus. He was like, we signed a player to the highest amount of money ever for that position in the NFL, and he missed half the season. Dak Prescott and called him out by name. So it's always good when the Cowboys, first day of camp, are already that simmering dumpster fire. So, Jerry, please don't ever change. Please don't ever die. Go to the Mayo Clinic, whatever you need to do to stay healthy and live forever, because God only knows we love you here in Philly. All right, let's do some quick housekeeping notes. Be sure to follow me on social media, Jimbo_Mont on Twitter and TikTok, on Instagram at PhillyJimbo. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jimbo_Mont, and continue to spread the word as we grow this thing. I'm hoping in the new platform. I was messing around with it last night, and I should have probably went back to my old way until I got into it, but I was feeling good today. So I'm like, you know what? We're going to edit, record all of it in the new platform. There should be highlights on my social media. If not, I'll be working on it. But that includes my Facebook and LinkedIn. Don't forget, we have the Eagles pregame show coming up this fall. My brother and I will be co-hosting. Still working out the details on the specific name, but stay tuned for that. Every week we will have a Eagles breakdown, so to speak, for that week's game. But all of that will be forthcoming very, very soon. All right. The Phillies played a game last night. They beat the Boston Red Sox 3-2 on a walk-off. Not the walk-off you think, though. If you missed it, walk-off catcher's interference. In the bottom of the 10th, they had the bases loaded. Edmundo Sosa was up, and the Red Sox catcher, Sosa was at, what's really weird about this, Sosa was trying to check his swing, and as he was kind of checking his swing, hit the Red Sox glove. They reviewed it. The Phillies were awarded a run. It is only the second time that, according to the Philly.com, only the second time since 1920 that a game has ended in walk-off fashion for catcher's interference. So just one of those random things. It's either a sign that great things are coming for this team or just another notch in the ridiculousness that is this season. But they're back at it today. Phillies win. Mets did win, so they're still up a half a game on them. The offense struggled, but Zach Wheeler was solid and kind of flying under the radar due to some of the things that have been happening with the starting pitching as well as the offensive struggles. And I hope this doesn't influence Dave Dombrowski's decision-making at the trade deadline too much. The bullpen hasn't been that bad. Bullpen was really good. Both runs yesterday were given up by Zach Wheeler. So the bullpen held them scoreless for 4 innings. I mean, I don't know. I just hope it does. I mean, it's a good thing to have, but I just hope that doesn't influence what Dave Dombrowski does. David Robertson is planning on being in Lehigh Valley, should be ready to go in the bullpen by August. Aaron Nola is supposed to throw a bullpen session today, so he's coming back. Lots of just moving pieces as we approach the trade deadline. What are they going to do? I don't know, but there was a report from Ken Rosenthal that the A's are finally going to listen to offers for Mason Miller, the big closer, and mentioned the Phillies specifically as having the resources to offer a competitive package that the A's would be looking for. And a lot of people seem to be split on this. And I don't know why, but in Philadelphia, we tend to overvalue or want to hold on to our prospect pieces. And I just don't get it. I don't get it because in a case like this for Mason Miller, he's under club control for another 4 years. So it's not like you're getting a rental. I could see not wanting to give up a Andrew Painter or Mick Abel or even Justin Crawford, Aiden Miller for a half-year rental. But this dude will be under your control for 4 more years. I would drive Andrew Painter to the airport to get Mason Miller in this bullpen. And we've done it before. Look at guys like Kyle Drabeck, Don Brown, all of these guys who were like, oh, we can't touch them. We can't trade them. They're untouchable. How did their Major League Baseball careers pan out? I mean, and this is where the controversy is going to start here, but hear me out. Everybody wants to, and like maybe now that it's a few 10 what 13 years or 17 years or so past when this happened, everybody rips Ruben Amaro Jr. for the way that he left the cupboard bare, so to speak, uh, with getting rid of the prospects and essentially going for it. And we are begging right now, or at least I am begging Dave Dombrowski to be Ruben Amaro Jr. right now. You have an opportunity here where you have a shot to go all in here. Don't waste it because you want to hold on to, like, it's like a poker analogy here. You have pocket aces pre-flop. Don't hold on to your chip stack because you want to worry about a hand 2 or 3 hands down the road. Listen, you got pocket aces pre-flop. Go all in and deal with it later. Doesn't guarantee you're going to win the World Series, as we saw with Ruben. But I think Ruben gets a lot of heat in this city, but he went for it. If he didn't make the moves for Cliff Lee, if he didn't go after Roy Halladay in the offseason, if he didn't go after Hunter Pence or Roy Oswalt, we would have been pissed off. The fact that it didn't work out, Ruben Amaro didn't make Ryan Howard's Achilles tear. He didn't make Roy Halladay and Cliff Lee get old fast. He didn't make it so the bats went cold. He put them in position to win World Series. Dave, this is what I need you to do. I need you to channel your inner Ruben Amaro and deal with it later. Now, what Ruben didn't do, and that even went further into Matt Klentak to a certain point, was didn't replenish the cupboard during the draft. But you have an opportunity here to use your resources to make this current team better and go after it. Go all in. Don't sit there and slow play it with pocket aces because you never know how the flop is going to go out. Give yourself every opportunity. And if that means getting rid of Andrew Painter for Mason Miller, by all means do it. Don't sit on your hands and slow play this. This is not a time to check, Dave. This is a time to go all in. That's my little rant on that. What they end up doing, who knows? Still would love to see Justin Crawford up here. I don't think there's any reason why. He's got a major league pedigree. His dad played in the NFL or Major League Baseball, so he knows how to handle it. Let the kid come up here and see what he can do. I mean, anything he gives you will be better than what Max Kepler is doing. Move Brandon Marsh over into left field, put Crawford in center, and see what the kid can do, man. Come on, Dave. Do the right thing. We do have some Flyers news as well. It was announced yesterday that first-round draft pick Porter Martone will be going to Michigan State this fall and play for the Spartans. It's a good move, I think, because he'll be able to play with some competition, work on some things, and would be available once the season is over to join either the Phantoms or the Flyers. But it's a good way, kind of almost like a low A ball or summer or winter league that they do in Major League Baseball. So I like it, but he'll be playing for Michigan State this fall. All right, yesterday's trivia question. I asked you, in honor of Raul Bañez, who became the all-time leader in home runs for a player whose last name began with the letter I, what other players with Phillies ties lead the Major League all-time home run list for their last initial? That would be Ryan Howard and Jim Thome, both lead for H and T respectively, joining Raul Bañez with the letter I. Lots of Phillies number 2 on their respective lists, including Dick Allen, Mike Schmidt, Pete Incaviglia, Chase Utley, a lot of guys number 2 on that all-time list. So thank you to everybody who participated in that. All right, July 22nd, kind of slim pickings today, to be honest with what happened in Philly sports history. But that's okay because we still have a couple of things for you. First, back in 1955, Phillies split a doubleheader with the Cardinals. They win game one, 6-3, which was their 11th straight home win. That set a team record. Unfortunately, it was short-lived as they lost the nightcap in game two, 8-1. That record was broken in 1991 when the Phillies won an amazing, that was a bad team too, but they won 16 straight home games in 1991. More recently, in 2010, they won 12 straight. They did win 10 straight at home last year as well. But that 1955 Phillies team was an anomaly. They won 11 straight home games at one point, following up after a 13-game losing streak earlier that May. Just insane. And in case you're keeping score at home or want to know, the Phillies' record for longest winning streak home and away is 16 games. They've done that 3 times way back in the 1800s. The more modern record is 13, which they did in 1977 and 1991. Then we're going to go to 2008. Phillies score 6 runs in the 9th inning to come back to beat the Mets 8-6. So Taguchi, remember him, and Jimmy Rollins both had 2-run doubles in the 9th inning as the Phillies took over first place in the NL East. The two teams would battle back and forth. I don't think at any point either team had more than a 3-game lead. Eerily similar to what we're seeing and probably going to see the rest of this summer as well. This also happened to be Joe Blanton, Heavy B's debut for the Phillies. Kind of a rough one, but the Phils came back, and we all know Joe Blanton did become an integral part of that World Series run. Of course, hitting the home run in the World Series. But on this day in 2008, Joe Blanton makes his Phillies debut, and the Phillies score 6 runs in the 9th inning to beat the Mets up in New York too, in front of their own fans. That made it even that much better. All right. So we talked about winning streaks with the Phillies. Today's trivia question: what is the Phillies' longest losing streak in franchise history? And a bonus: what year did it happen? Hit me up on the Back to the Future voice and text line 267-495-8531. Get that, anything else Philly sports related off your chest. Want to talk about catcher's interference? That's fair game. You can also hit me up on the Discord channel, which is the first link in the description, or any of my social media. I lost a game once in, I guess I was like 12, 13, maybe even 14. I don't think I was old enough to drive to the games yet. But either way, we lost a game with a catcher's balk. So there you go. We were trying to intentionally walk somebody, or it was a pitch out or something. Yeah, so some weird rules in baseball. But today's trivia question: what is the Phillies' longest losing streak? And as a bonus, what year did that occur? And then finally today, our greatest individual season in Philly sports history. Yesterday, the Flyers regional is set. Bernie Parent from 1973-74 eked out the win with 55% of the vote over Bobby Clark from 74-75. He will take on Eric Lindros from 94-95 for the Flyers championship. Today, this is the matchup I've been waiting for the entire tournament. Sixers region action. You got the number 1 seed Moses Malone from 82-83 taking on the number 5 seed Wilt Chamberlain from 66-67. Moses, MVP, All-Star, All-NBA, All-NBA defensive team, averaged 24.5 points per game, 15.3 rebounds. Obviously that was the faux. Almost came to fruition as they went faux 5-0, winning the Sixers the championship for the first time since 1967. He was the difference maker of that team and just dominated really from start to finish. Speaking of 1967, though, Wilt Chamberlain was the MVP, All-Star, All-NBA, averaged 24.1 points per game, 24.2 rebounds, shot 68% from the floor. En route to the Sixers' first championship in Philly, first one in franchise history happened in Syracuse. So we have 2 MVP seasons, 2 championship seasons. Both players became difference makers on their team. If you had to ask me, I'd have to go Moses on this one. I think it's the greatest season in Sixers history. Maybe not Philly basketball, but Sixers history. But it's your turn. Whose season was better? Moses in 82-83, Wilt Chamberlain in 66-67. Get your vote in any way you can and let me know. Vote early, vote often. You can vote on all the social media if you want, including the Discord, which is the first link in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a review, all that other good stuff. Been getting a lot of great comments on YouTube, as well as good discussions in the Discord channel. So be sure to come over, talk some Philly sports. But all of that stuff helps us outsmart the algorithm. And don't forget, fantasy football season is right around the corner. You got to get something for the champion and the loser in your league. Go to Lotwin, get the 3D custom hype change. Use the promo code TCCPOD to take 10% off your order. Lotwin.com, promo code TCCPOD, and get hype with Lotwin. On this day in 2008, Philly scored 6 runs in the 9th inning in Joe Blanton's Phillies debut to beat the Mets 8-6 up at Citi Field. You gotta love it when that happens. In 1955, Philly split a doubleheader with the Cardinals, winning Game 1 to extend their franchise record at the time home winning streak to 11 straight wins. Don't forget about the trivia question. We'll have more as the Eagles report to camp. You have to love it. Phillies Red Sox tonight. Lots going on in Philly sports. It's a good day. And honestly, make that choice. Be the one who wakes up, as Clint Hurdle says, hit that reset button. Whatever happened yesterday, don't carry it into today. Make your own little masterpiece as you go through your weeks. Hopefully, I just did not sit here for about 30 minutes and talk to myself. Hopefully, you are able to see this and it doesn't take me a long time to edit. But you know what? I'm feeling good today. We're just going to make it happen. This has been This Day in Philly Sports History for July 22nd, 2025. My name is Jim Montgomery. Go have yourselves a Tuesday. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you.